listen closely. Everything is curable. We're in a new era, remembering what the earth has been whispering, shifting from conventional medicines, quick fixes, beyond prescriptions. This is our journey back to the intelligence of the body. Welcome to Beyond the White Coat. Hello everyone, I'm Gaya Stepanian, your host, and you are watching Beyond the White Coat. Beyond the White Coat is a way in which we can get back to the natural medicines that our earth has given us. Beyond the White Coat is for truth seekers, for those who wish to understand our body, our health, beyond what we've been told through conventional medicine. And so today in Beyond the White Coat, we're going to explore frequencies and how there are frequencies in everything. Everything exists in existence has a frequency or functions within a frequency. Our body, each human being is functioning from a different frequency. Everything that's on the planet, from the animals to the flowers, to the trees, to our spices, to our food, everything has a frequency. Our words, our actions. And we can use some of these God-given natural resources that our beautiful planet gives us, like our water, like our flowers, like the essences within herbs and trees, to be able to shift from one frequency to another. If we're in a state of stress or distress, we can shift our frequency using some of these incredible tools, simple tools, but beautifully powerful tools to shift gears, to go from a place of not feeling well to feeling revived, right? Sometimes you pass by a restaurant and you smell the food and you're like, oh my God, that smells so good. And all of a sudden your appetite opens up because the frequency of that food said something to you. It spoke to you. It shifted something inside of you. Or if you sit outside on a beautiful day and you hear the birds chirping in the background, and that brings a sense of peacefulness and joy and feeling connected to the earth, because their song carries a frequency. So today we have a wonderful guest joining us, Sundar Micaela from Balipura. She is the founder of Balipura, and she's going to be talking to you a lot more about what Balipura is. She's going to share with us how she connected frequencies and is using those to help others in their healing journey, in their well-being, in their day-to-day lives, and how she's been able to bridge ancient wisdom and knowledge to our modern-day lifestyles. And so here we have Micaela from Balipura.
Hi, Gaya. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us today. I've been looking forward to this conversation. Many years ago, when I met you, you had gifted me some samples of these wonderful essences that you have created with so much love and dedication and consciousness. And I remember using my tools, the form of kinesiology, to connect with them and to see, well, how high of a frequency do they hold? And they really hold an incredibly high frequency. And when I compared them to some of the, I guess you would say, some of the more well-known brands of oils and essences that are used today, it was incredible, but the frequency was so much higher. And so I knew that you had tapped into something and have really dedicated yourself to bringing about something that is from a place of beautiful, pure love, but truly from a place of higher consciousness. And I would love for you to share with others how it is that you do that. What is it? What is Balipura? Tell us, what is Balipura?
Thank you. I feel like it's a work of alchemism where we change the format of different frequencies of nature, different gifts of nature, flowers, crystals, into a medium that we can use. As you were saying in your introduction, everything is a frequency, and our energy field has frequencies that we can tap into to invite our energy for a better state of wellness. So basically, what we are doing in Balipura is we are using water that is considered sacred. Our products are all produced in Bali, Indonesia. So we use a lot of the Indonesian culture and traditions. So we use a base of water that is considered sacred by the Balinese, and we infuse this water with different frequencies, healing frequencies of nature. So we use um, energy of crystals, we infuse it into the water. We use flowers. We get the flower, different flowers with different frequencies, and we infuse the energy of these flowers directly into the water. We use mantras, special Balinese mantras 24/7, incense 24/7. We have a sacred space where no one is allowed to come in um, with phones, computers in a bad mood. We do sound healing. So we take care a lot of as much as we can and as much as we learn every day to take care of what we are infusing this water with. So we create these products that you can spray around your energy field, and all these frequencies are going to come in your energy field to adjust and invite your energy to tap into uh, this healing tone. So activate your energy.
So why Bali? What took you to Bali to create this?
I went to Bali on a holiday, and the moment I arrived in Bali, I felt like I arrived home. It was a big calling, so I left everything. I was doing my life in Argentina, and I started doing this research and meditating and studying, not knowing very well uh, how it would develop. I had done many energetic healing courses, so I had done a lot of aromatherapy, energetic healing, theta healing, but slowly in my meditations and in my dreams, I started having images and knowings of how to develop the product. So the product uh, became better as the years went by, because I keep on having these images of what I can do to make this better. Like lately, we put a flat surface of copper sheets, and we are producing in big glass containers. At night, we let all the light of the moon come in. So we are producing um, coordinated with the cycles of the moon. We start in new moon and we finish in full moon with a full moon ceremony. And like lately, I just added the sheets of copper because they help transmit the energy of the crystals into the water and the flowers. So it's like an ongoing process. Um, that I keep checking with all the Balinese priests and masters and sensitive persons that in Bali there's many. So I keep on checking with them, and the products get stronger and stronger as time goes by.
That is wonderful. You know, it's I was at a retreat in Costa Rica a few years back, and I remember we were speaking to some of the medicine men and women, and they were saying how important it is to work with the moon in terms of like even for their thatched roofs. Like when they're going to put a new roof on one of their huts, they have to do it within a certain period of a moon cycle for the roof to last 20 years. If they don't do it within the moon cycles, um, the roof doesn't last but a couple of years, right? And so there's this beautiful old wisdom that we've lost, and so many of us have lost, and that in these transmissions that you've received, you've recaptured and remembered, right? And you're getting all this validation from these Balinese priests and priestesses.
It's about of coordinate our body with the cycles of the moon and nature, right? That's what we're trying to do in Bali. They follow the lunar calendar, and what we are trying to do is there's periods where there's more like introspection, and there's periods where there's more like coming out and celebration. And we also finish our products in full moon, and we invite a priestess to come, a high priest, Balinese priestess, to come and do a full moon ceremony. So she does the final connections to the higher realms of healing. So these products, I feel they are like capsules of energy that you can take. It's coming with uh, activated with pure nature, and you can be in a city and you can just spray it around your energy field. Or last night I was having I felt like a bit of a fear, like in the moment of going to sleep. So I just sprayed grounding spray, and it invites you to step into to a better, depending on what you're working in, right? But I felt like, yes, releasing, being contained by Mother Earth, and then I fall asleep so nicely.
You shifted out of the fear.
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. And we have so many, like endless testimonials of people. People write to me because in Bali we are in many shops, like we are around in 80 shops in the airports, in spas, and people keep writing to me personally and telling me their stories, that they found love, or that they were healing their self-love, or they could start sleeping much nicer, or feeling more grounded, or stress free. So it's endless, uh, the testimonials and reviews that we have of people of different cultures, of different, even the Balinese priests, they love the products. They keep on asking me for more. So it's very nice. It's very nice.
I absolutely love that. You know, I mean, and when we think about it, the moon, when she's full, what happens? Our emotions rise. She influences the oceans to rise, right? The tide rises at night, the tide rises with the moon coming out. And we are mostly water. And then you're working with water elements. And so, of course, the moon is going to have an influence over our emotions. You're working with a sacred, beautiful spring that's very deep into the earth, as you mentioned, to produce these products. And so that pure water essence, because water contains so much information on its own, right? And with the mantras, for those people who, are not familiar with mantras, mantras are like prayers. They're repeated words that empower, or they create a certain power or frequency around something. So, they're sacred words that are used in a repeated kind of way. In Catholicism, it's like the rosary, right? You repeat it a certain amount of times. Well, in a mantra, you're repeating these power words, these old, ancient words, many times to shift the frequency of these essences, right?
Yes, I've had a lot of guidance by Balinese priests on how they cleanse the crystals, or how we should give back, because the crystals are offering us their energy to putting onto our spray. So then they were explaining to me we need to do daily offerings for those crystals, so the cycle uh, goes around. They offer us their energy, we offer them flowers, we offer them incense. So it's all about cycles. As you were saying, the cycle of the moon, there's those days that we are so introspective, trying to understand what's going on with us and why we're doing certain things. And then there's moments to let go and dance and be happy and celebrate. And it's like the menstruation. It's all a cycle in life, and I feel it's so good to tap into this because it's we can let go also, right? We can let go and process and grow from the crisis, and then celebrate and let go of what we've processed and make space for new things to arrive, new experiences, new adventures.
And we have so many, we have such an influence on our environment, and our environment has such an influence on us. I remember not too long ago, there was some tension in my home, and all of my orchids just, they got so sad. They were withering, they weren't flowering. And I knew that it was because there were some tensions in the home. And when the tensions disappeared, right, they just blossomed again. So our emotions, our state of mind, even if we're not voicing it, but we're holding it and containing it inside, right, influences our environment and vice versa. And that creating that sacred space for where you are, doing the rituals around the essences, I commend you because spaces hold energy, right? They carry the memories of everything that's ever occurred. And so to make sure that they're being created within this beautiful environment, this sacred space, this loving, space free of stress, that's truly commendable.
It's sacred race resonance, right? Similar energies attract. Similar energies invite. You have so you spray this. Balipura sprays in your energy field, and it invites you to step into this frequency. So if you're stressed or overthinking or foggy, and you spray one of our sprays with clarity or with of energy of protection, you're invited to tap into this energy by resonance. This is what was happening in your house, right? It's even if we don't see it around, it's all over the place, the frequencies.
It really is, and sometimes it's beyond us, but when we make that correction, then all of a sudden everything kind of falls into place, and my beautiful orchids are super happy. They're blossoming like they were before, and it's just it's a sign that there's harmony and there's joy, and that you have a space that's offering some light, right? And so that was the sense that I got when I, connected with your essences, was that they were coming from, that they were holding very high frequency, very different to other essences that I have tested, because I test everything. That's what I do for my clients. It's I'm constantly checking supplements and oils and treatments and foods to make sure that whatever they're doing, that they're doing it with the maximum potential for good for their body, so that they can heal. And so I was truly I wouldn't say shocked, but impressed on how high the frequency was of the essences that you have created.
In
And it speaks to that place of connection with the earth, of respect for the earth, of love for the earth, and love for humanity. Right?
integrity is a big part of what we believe, me as a founder, and what I keep on telling Balipura team, which we are all a group of women owned and women run, and even the priestess is a woman. Integrity is the integrity and connection to Mother Earth. So we need to keep the vase, the communication as clear as we can, and keep us as clean in terms of energy, because we're putting all this energy into these water bottles that people are gonna mist around their energy field. So that's a lot of responsibility. So it's important for us to to be clean. Uh, Even like the girls are not allowed. The team girls are not allowed to. They're women. Sorry, they're not girls. They're not allowed to come into the production room when they have their menstruation. That's a Balinese cultural thing of cleanliness. If they're having problems at home that week, they take shifts and they don't come near the production room. So these are our values, and our production is a slow production. It's not a long, quick mixing of oil and water. It's a very special water, carried in a very special way all the way to our factory, um, and all the steps are done with intention.
And what are some of the flowers that you work with?
We use frangipani is the frangipani. We put it in one that is called seven chakras, and I always see the frangipani as you align the chakras, and the frangipani in the end is opening your upper chakras.
Like a lotus?
Yes. Then we have Cempaka is my favorite flower. It's an Indonesian flower. It's the best. Oh my God, that has it has flowers have such a special energy. I feel they activate like neurons in your brain. It's so powerful. They're so powerful in terms of energy. That's why we are using essential, very organic, very good quality essential oils, but we're transferring the energy of the flowers directly into the water. How powerful is that? We're using ilang ilang. We're using rose geranium, jasmine. We're using many Indonesian flowers. So all this, as you were saying before, all these aromas coming through your nose, you activate different like memory lanes, and and it's always bringing you to nicer places. So I feel they're very powerful. A lot of people feel it, and even if you're not trained to feel, the product still works. So that's the beauty of it.
So, how could people get a hold of Balipura if they wanted to try them? Where do they go? Where do they order them?
So we are selling worldwide. We have stock in many countries, so that we can ship quickly, and regionally. We have stock in the US, we have stock in Europe, we have stock in Australia, and we have several distributors around the world. So through our website, people can easily understand how to get to us. Uh, our website is Bali, like the island of Bali, Bali, minus Pura, from the word pure in Spanish, or pure, Pura in Indonesia means temple. So the temple of Bali, Bali/pura.com. That's where you can find us.
Wonderful. So, you have love, clarity, seven chakras. What else?
We have grounding,
Grounding.
let go, pure love, as you said, protection, seven chakras, birthing, which is for creativity and new stages in life, birthing new things, and space clearing, that is for rooms. And then we have water medium that you spray it like this, like these ones that you spray it like this. And then we have oil medium that are like this. And then we have other jewelry, crystal jewelry in our website as well.
Well, there you have it. I would encourage you all to learn more about how everything in life carries a frequency. Begin to pay attention and notice how your words have a frequency. And if we want to live in a world or create a life that is of a higher frequency, then we have to think about what we're putting out there with our words, what we're allowing to permeate within our mind in terms of thoughts, what emotions we're showing to the world, and what emotions we're bringing to ourselves. It really begins with ourselves. It always truly begins with ourselves. If we want love and kindness from the outside, we have to show love and kindness to ourselves. And